Hey, how you doing? Back with you for a walk and talk. This should be probably a trudge and talk. It's I can't believe I'm out in just a shirt. It's been the mildest winter. It's unbelievable. Earlier I was out on my front stoop and I was shirtless. I'm just hanging out, getting as much sun as possible. Felt really good, getting sun on the thyroid, getting sun on the face. It was a lovely time. It's a little chilly in the shadows, but I think we'll get out of it. So, how you doing? Been a couple weeks, been a minute. Good to be with you. Tinkering as always. Feeling pretty damn good today. So I thought I'd shoot one over to you. I've been watching this situation unfold over in Minneapolis and in Minnesota in general. And I just had some observations I thought I'd share with you. There is word that, and this is being reported by InfoWars now, so we'll see. I've been on InfoWars once or twice. It's being reported over on InfoWars that the Insurrection Act will be declared. It will be invoked next week. I don't know all the ins and the outs of that, but I'm pretty sure that means you can shoot, you can fire on protesters. Oh my gosh, what a world we're heading to. It's getting to be revolutionary times, and you know, I'm around for it. I'm alive during it, so I guess I'll just have to speak on it. I don't know what's going to happen, though. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. If there's an Insurrection Act, I think that's probably, if there's an insurrection and a resulting Insurrection Act, I mean, we may be off to the races in this country. And we've been waiting for it for a while, right? Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. I'm going to try not to walk directly in the sun for very long. This is pretty gnarly. But something may happen. 2026, is this the year that something happens? Some interesting things have been going down. The price of silver has basically doubled since early 2025. Man, it's really sludgy, muddy through here. It's kind of nice. Feels good. The kid in me likes it. Yeah, silver has doubled. Bitcoin has been doing okay. It's basically doubled since before the election. It was up, but then it tumbled a bunch. A lot of people were sort of bought in based on the hope that it would rocket way up under Trump immediately. But it's been doing this sideways accumulation thing. Really, I think that is the undercurrent is like a sideways accumulation. So, but maybe Bitcoin will do its thing. Some people are saying that Bitcoin will catch up to silver. You know, gold's up, I think, above 4,600 an ounce. Pretty crazy. I hope you're getting in. Hope you're getting in while you can. So economically, there are some indicators. I mean, things are a little topsy-turvy. Some things are calming down. Like the housing market is basically frozen. And rents are starting to come down. And foreclosures are actually starting to go up. So that's pretty interesting. You know, with the real estate frozen like it is, there are a lot of boomers that are trying to sell their retirement homes. And there's just no demand there for them. I mean, they're pretty well overpriced, I think. I think we're due, that was quite a hard hill right there. 30% correction, 30% correction, I think would be safe to say that's like a number that is reasonable. So, and then there is a sort of, how we call it, like storm clouds gathering in terms of Iran. It's pretty obvious that Trump wants a war with Iran, and it's just like a matter of when. And I don't think things are quite ready for that. I see in the prediction markets that there are people taking out bets, people in the know that are saying, there will be a strike by this day and that day. And there's a real bluff, you know, like people are really trying to bluff their way. The Israelis are trying to bluff their way into a war with Iran immediately, because there's a good chance that American troops would be committed to that. And hey, if you can get somebody else to fight your wars for you, that's what you're going to do. So, yeah, but this whole insurrection thing, I mean, it's pretty nutty to watch. Like, it's nutty to watch some of these activists go. You know, who are these guys? I don't recognize these guys. Right in the sun, that's nice, huh? I have to just squint really, really badly. Who are these guys? I don't remember these guys from J6. I don't remember these guys from Stop the Steal. These guys are showing up and kicking up the hornet's nest in Minneapolis, getting the crap kicked out of them. Going really unhinged, lunatic mode, and you're just acting up every trope possible right in the hornet's nest. And you know, if it wasn't Minneapolis, it would be somewhere else, right? If Portland was as spicy as Minneapolis is, I think Portland, you got some work to do. Minneapolis is sort of taking your lunch right now. If Portland were the nutty place, or if Seattle were the nutty place, and don't get me wrong, they are nutty, but there's just like a flashpoint almost being built in Minneapolis. It's really strange. I'm trying to get too conspiratorial, but it is strange how conveniently easy it is to build a flashpoint up in Minneapolis. Tim Waltz doing his best hand signals. You know, his best. One of these strange hand signals these guys are doing. And Minneapolis, maybe that's one that can burn. You know, maybe the bankers have decided that's one. Hey, we can let that one go, as long as we get a civil war out of it. So, you know, America is starting to be unrecognizable in some of these cities. I see footage coming out of Dallas that is just kind of surprising. You know, I've not been to some of these places in a long time. Minneapolis, I haven't been there in a long time, you know. So it's a surprise to see some of the change. And then it's not, you know, because obviously, it's getting real muddy. Obviously, we can project out trends. So, but yeah, a real flashpoint is being built. I think I'm going to get off this trail. This trail is kind of gnarly, man. It's really muddy. I'm just going to ramble in the woods. Yeah. Well, so if Trump invokes the Insurrection Act, I mean, that's definitely a lethal force. At least it's flirting with lethal force. And he's really not doing any deportations, any serious numbers. And there are no mass arrests occurring. And it really appears as though, I think this is, I don't know, it's really not up to appearances at this point. It sure as hell looks like there's some pretty serious selective enforcement going on in Minneapolis, in Minnesota in general. Trump is just not, what would we say, bumping up the numbers. He is not pulsing the numbers that he needs into Minnesota in order to be able to deal with the situation in a way that saves us all, right? That saves us all the trouble of what could be something really nasty. And it looks like something really nasty is coming. I mean, but the Insurrection Act could really change a lot of things. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. And, you know, in Minneapolis at this point, as of today, you can just do whatever you want. I'm watching roving mobs just attacking people. Anybody that looks like a right-winger, they're just going and attacking them. And that is, of course, a narco-tyranny. And it is when the authorities won't do their job. But their job description has changed. What you're doing now in the age of Trump, if you've been elected as a Democrat, is to resist. And an impeachment process is so long, so tedious, and there's so much apathy to be able to see something through like that you can basically just get away with anything. This is the case in point of Jacob Frey, the Jewish guy, the Jewish mayor of Minneapolis. It's pretty bad in other cities too, in Minnesota. And it's too bad because Minnesota is so cozy, right? You get into the rural places in Minnesota and it's like, oh man, it's just one of the nicest places there is. I really have nothing but nice things to say about Minnesota on the whole, but these cities are gnarly, man. Got some crazy cat ladies. You know, it's these crazy white-haired liberal ladies. They make for the craziest states. Like Maine is definitely one of those. Oregon, absolutely one of those. Minnesota, absolutely one of those. These crazy white-haired ladies. Massachusetts. You know, they're real wacko. They're a real problem for all of us. These post-abortion women. Major, major trouble they're causing. They have opened the floodgates. You know, they and the others. The others, I don't know what I could say. What can I say on YouTube? So this willful negligence on the part of these politicians, they don't care. They don't care what their duties are. They don't care about impeachment anymore. There's no tomorrow. We're getting to that point anyway. We're getting to the point where there is no tomorrow. We're inching our way closer and closer to a world of no tomorrow. And the left senses that their time is limited. They sense that they have lost the cultural hegemony they have held in the past, and so they're getting really ginned up. They have been the victors of history thus far. They have been the victors of the last 140, 150 years. Some people would say 300 years. I would say, you know, you could go back to the French Revolution, 250 years. But then, I don't know, some of it was like, yeah, these people were actually being treated really badly. So, you know, but definitely in America, we're talking 140 years or so. They have just had a steady march. So they're really used to getting things their way. And Trump really isn't a right-winger. I mean, Ben Shapiro is out there praising him. Who else is praising him? Someone that really surprised me recently was praising him. Some dyed-in-the-wool liberal was going, yeah, well, he's really not been that bad. And this isn't some centrist or something. Joe Rogan's not happy, but Joe Rogan is evil. Joe Rogan is evil. And when you can spot nihilism as evil, then you'll understand. But this guy's just doing, oh man, just found like a beautiful spot to post up. This is such a nice spot. Yo, I'm gonna sit over here. This is cool. So, you know, Trump doesn't really have the inclinations to do anything domestically. So things are really dragging out domestically. And he's doing everything he can for Israel in terms of foreign policy. And that's going really well for him. You can see how effective he is, like when he wants to be, right? But domestically, he's just not very effective. And maybe they're building towards something. Obviously, there's a National Guard force that is going to be deployed or will be deployable across every single state in the U.S. by April. That should be interesting. So maybe the Insurrection Act isn't quite ready to be rolled out. But I would imagine that would in 2026. And, you know, it doesn't do good things for an already unstable economy. This prospect or this operating condition of an insurrection, tamping down on an insurrection, historically that's never meant like a quality job market, a quality economy. So I think I think it's really worth just trying to get your house in order in the next few months, maybe next week, and also nothing may happen. But things are happening. Like the U.S. dollar, 80% of all dollars in circulation were printed in the last 5 years, and you and I have seen like everything go to hell. The American dream is not really attainable. the sun is really in my eyes. I think I'll have to move on, even though it's such a lovely spot. I could just turn around. How about that? That's nice. That's quite a view. Now you get the full view. That's really nice. So we'd be enjoying, you know. That's good. That's good. I like that. Sun-kissed. High desert, sun-kissed. That's what I grew up in. It's nice to be back in the environment that I grew up in. High desert, sun-kissed. Nothing but sun, sun, sun. So good for you. So good for your thyroid. So good for the rays of the sun to penetrate your skull, get into the back of those back parts of the brain there. I forget what they're called. But they do all sorts of good things for you. So, so something has happened, you know. But the people that say it's just going to be a slow bleed out, I mean, I think that's probably true, you know. So I don't know the hysteria that people are actually really going to go into if an insurrection act is declared, if it's invoked. But certainly some more people will die. I watched the video of that lady who got shot by the ICE agent. I guess the ICE agent had internal bleeding. She did turn her wheels away from the guy. The guy isn't going to get charged with anything, but he got unmasked. I guess he's like got a Filipina that does stuff to him or something on camera for some illicit websites. Yeah, so kind of a screwball of a guy. Yes, you have to think, like, I just want to stay out of it. Who am I really dying for, right? Like all these guys that are rushing to the front lines. Who am I really dying for? It's not the time to rush to the front lines. Let the questionable actors, let the people with the strange backgrounds, let them rush to the front lines. I already did. And Trump 2 is radically different from Trump 1. Trump 1 is a really interesting glimpse at a future world. But there was just not enough people there to push that whole situation across the line. And so now we live in the new world order. And I guess that's maybe a trigger word. All of you that are out there with your MK Ultra trigger phrases, I think now's the time. Activate. Patriots, activate. So let these screwballs, let these guys that, you know, at some point, you're some kind of activist or something, you're for the right wing and you're wearing the American flag and stuff and you're going into these hornets' nests. At some point, if some nutty white lady in a Suburban gets shot again and then some activist is going out the next day, like, what are we in for, you know? What sort of escalation are we talking about? So now more than ever, it's important to just get loony lefties out of your life and just build your house up, build up your resources, reach out to people you haven't said hi to in a while, and get your water tablets, of course, all that stuff. I don't know. It's probably just going to be a sort of a relaxed week next week. It'll probably just be like a chill week. and hopefully it's just a relaxed year. I don't have some crazy foreboding, you know. I have some crazy anticipation, like, oh man, things are going to get so bad in 2026. Actually, sometimes I feel like things are going to be really amazing in 2026, and that everybody that I know is going to do really well. Everybody that I know or have known is going to do really well, and a lot of the clenched up anticipation that people get into because they are just endlessly consuming the media cycle. Like, you have to test reality against that. And often, really, it's not the case that things are so bad. But they did get bad. They got bad under COVID, and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people coordinated, I would say it was in the millions, were marching in the streets against the lockdowns. I always remember that, and it's worth remembering that. That's, of course, people pushing back, but the overreach was really insane. And Trump's not an overreach guy. He's just he's steal from the cookie jar guy. Like, he's less of an overreach, wielding a baton. He's more like grab the bag. Like, get the Trump coin going, get the Trump sneakers going, get the cookies. That's how Trump is. So maybe we all got to get the cookies, because America is radically transforming right before our eyes. And in some ways, I think it's for the best. I think it's the best you can squeeze out of a bad situation. And then some of it's just so distasteful that I can't even, particularly with that foreign policy stuff, it's just so distasteful to me. But then some of it is well understood. The Monroe Doctrine stuff is well understood. Like, why? Why would Russia and China ever get to use Greenland? Why are the Euros doing this? These scoundrels. Yeah, but then the Patagonia stuff is like totally whack. The Argentina stuff is totally whack. It's all over the board, man. It's a mess. And as soon as the power projection of the United States ends, then what are we left with? We're left with the power projection of China, Israel. I mean, it'll come into a parity, right, in the multipolar thing. But things will really calm down in some good ways, because there's some really nasty people in charge in the United States. The DOJ is always like covering them up. You could get caught red-handed. You could just be like an open child molester as a senator, just molesting until Joe Biden mode, just slipping your hand down girls' shirts. And that's an exaggeration, but just about doing that on the floor of Congress. And the DOJ is like, this is perfectly fine. We are going to allow this. We are going to throw parties with this person. So, yeah, it's all a bunch of nuttiness. Like, politics is a bunch of nuttiness. But I like to comment. I should be commenting more often in 2026. I just appreciate you being here with me. Somebody's calling out for something. It sounds like somebody lost their dog or something. It's so lovely here. It's different, it's a different vibe than Montana. I just love America. I get excited about all parts of America. I get excited about Hawaii. I get excited about upstate New York. I get excited about Manhattan. I get excited about South Carolina. I get excited even a little bit about Arkansas. I get excited about all parts of it. I love Louisiana. There's so much about this country that I love. It has nothing to do with the government, and has nothing to do with these freaking liberals, right? But this is a robust, beautiful place filled with wonderful people, and the only people who are having a hard time are people that are really just watching too much mainstream media and doing too much hedonism, doing too much butt stuff, as I sometimes say. Otherwise, man, there's just a lot of good bread and butter people in this country. I'm one of them. I'm with you. I'm with the good guys. Nobody should ever doubt. I kind of lost my mind from losing sleep for a few years there. I'm not too far removed from that. Still got some screws loose. But we out here, we're enjoying, drinking in the sun. But no, there's never been a doubt in my mind. Team good guys. But what that means, the world wants you to be a joiner. Oh, go out and be a joiner. You can't just sit with the facts and relax. The thing too is people are like, oh, go take risks. It's like, but you don't need to. You don't need to. People think that people never talk about economics, and then they talk about this great man theory of history, and so they presuppose it anyway, and then but it's all just born on fiat. It's all just born out of the screwed up economics, and we've just been caught in a banking cycle over and over again, and banking cycles produce great men of history, and so we're in one of those cycles again. But let's just break out of it and never do that again. Life could be really idyllic. Life could be really sweet. Could be really enjoyable, and kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet when you got home defense robots. Kind of quiet when you can filter out your air through some machine. You can deal with extraneous interdiction from malactors with technology. We're almost getting to that point, and then life is going to be kind of gentle and nice. pleasant. But I don't know if we'll see it in the next 20 years or so. I think it's going to be goofy mode for a while still. People just need to relax. Relax, you don't got to be a joiner. When people are just, shoving you toward risks because they want to profit off of your efforts. Take risks. Nah, just relax. Do some self-knowledge, work a good job, buy Bitcoin, peacefully parent. Then this news cycle stuff, it's not inconsequential, but it's more just kind of interesting. It's like the Sunday comics or something. So, but people get really serious because they want to wield power. They want to wield power over you, and they want you to pay for it. And you just don't have to be too concerned with that as long as you're doing the right things. And I wish that was the message. I wish this message that I just said in the last couple of minutes was going out in a huge way. And I want for this to spread. I want this message to spread. So anything you could do to share my videos is always appreciated. I'm asking that. So if you got like a public channel or something, I'd appreciate you sharing this on there. And I appreciate you getting a donation over to me. You can visit my donate link down below. Be sure you sub. Be sure you smash the thumbs up. As always, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, I'm around. It's been a couple weeks doing stuff. Been recording some music. That's been really nice. And I've been just tinkering on the things that matter. So, very good. Well, I'll see you soon.